The Pope and Young Club wants to welcome you as we rally together to ensure our bow hunting opportunities for today and tomorrow. You've come to the podcast that believes in preserving, protecting, and promoting the passion for bow hunting. Join us as we strive to be the voice of today's bow hunter. This is the Pope and Young Podcast.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Pope and Young Podcast. Jason Roundsville here, joined as always by Dylan Ray. And we made a decision. It is convention week. And we are like, you know what? We've got a lot of cool guests and we're going to have some of them on the show. In fact, we're going to try to record a couple this week while we're in Reno. But we wanted to do a convention primer for everybody who's coming to convention. If you're on your way to convention, we'll see you soon. If you're not, you may want to rethink it. You still have time to get here. Doors are going to open tomorrow, Wednesday, and it goes through Saturday night. Dylan, I'll tell you what, we have got a packed lineup. I'm pretty excited about this. If you had to pick one thing, what would be the one thing you're the most looking forward to?
Oh, snap. Well, I like John Dudley, so I'm excited for Friday. I'm a good fan of barbecue and country music. So Thursday, we got the Scentlock Barbecue Bash. That's just my atmosphere. Like, that's my style, to kick back, have some barbecue, and listen to music. Like, that sounds like a good time. So that is going to be. That's probably top of my list. The barbecue bash is probably right there.
That's cool. That's going to be fun. I don't know there's a bad answer here. And you could ask, 40, 50 people and they could have 40 answers and they're all different. They'd all be right. I think John Dudley's, when we met with him at ATA and had a great conversation with him, I think he's going to be wonderful.
I think I messed up. The trophy display, bro. Like,
that's got to be at the top.
If I had to pick
175 of the biggest mammoth bruisers
Christmas
out there.
Hold on, I gotta find my stat sheet.
30 is it? How many inches of bone, antler,
36,000 inches.
Okay, 36. If for those of
that
you
was when
home,
it was at 169, so it's got to be above that. I mean,
we're going to call it close to 37,000 inches, and these are net inches. These are confirmed, actual net 37,000 inches of trophies. This is not internet. We don't have like a mule deer, a whitetail, and that's basically gets you to 37,000 on the internet. This is confirmed panel score. It's been measured, accepted, panel scored, revisions if necessary. We have 13 new world records. We should have just done a show. We just should have gone through 1 through 100. We said here, number 36, number of thousands of inches we're going to have, or 37, number of thousands of inches in trophies. 13, number of world records. It's exciting that we have never maxed out a display area. Well, I'm sure we have in the past. I haven't been to all of them, but what I do know is last year the ballroom was full of trophies. We had 3 sides of the ballroom with trophy displays on them. And in the one corner, it was pretty crowded. Over by the elk, I thought, we could have done a little bit better. It was beautiful. It's gorgeous, all black backdrop, but it was a little crowded. Since then, we added 50 some trophies. And so we're going to see some displays. We may never see these again. I hope we do. I hope we get 175 again. But I mean, we're going to have a 2-level display around the ballroom. It's going to be, the trophy display is going to be crazy.
So I guess if I had to say one event or like one particular time I'm excited for, I'd go barbecue. But if it's like one thing that I'm coming to convention for, it's that trophy display.
Yeah, that's
absolutely it.
Yeah, for nothing else, because I think I think you can get we got some specials. In fact, we'll post one down below. You can get day passes for half off right now. And just to walk in and see that trophy display is worth it. A couple of the things I'm excited about. I mean, everything you mentioned, I guess I'm excited about. But couple of the other things.
We got to go back. I promise you, if you walk in and say, I'm a fan of the podcast and I'm here to meet Jason, Jason will pay for your day pass. No, but nobody's there for me. Jason will pay for your day pass.
I'm telling you, you walk to registration and say, I'm here for my podcast free day pass, and I'll pay for your day pass. We will buy your day pass to get in if you say that at registration.
There you go.
Deal. I'm good with that. So if you just want to come by and see us, if you're within driving distance of Reno, come down to the Nugget, check this thing out. If you know you're coming, you better have already gotten online, because as of right now, I don't know that we have any mails available.
I don't believe
we guaranteed above and beyond, but I think they're gone. I'm not sure. Anyway, get online, get your meal tickets if you want to come to the meals. If you just want to come see the displays, it's epic. Other things you can see just on a day pass. We have roughly 100 vendors, and the number, everybody's like, well, how many vendors do we have? And it literally changes daily. I know last Wednesday,
we got a new company yesterday.
We did.
Guess what they make?
What do they make?
They make some of your favorite stuff, dude. It's really cool. This
if you say Diet Dew, I'm going to do a backflip on camera right here.
This is exciting for me, Jason. I got a phone call and they said, listen, we're a gun company, but we want to be a part of Pope and Young, what they got going on. And I'm like, yeah, man. I mean, we shoot guns too. And, but that's exciting to me that people outside of the bow hunting world want to be a part of what Pope and Young has got going on, but they make, they can't call them silencers or cans, because they're not NFA, whatever. So they're noise reduction systems that you don't have to have any kind of license for or anything.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that
pretty cool.
Sounds good. And people ask, how many do we have? And I'm like, I keep throwing out a number, and then you and Heather remind me that I'm off. And so last week we did the whole booth layout. We literally took and we put people in your booth space. There's a method to our madness. It's not random. The folks who've been around a long time, the folks who are giving us these wonderful hunts for our auctions, there's a system that we use to judge where you go in your event space. And so we went through this, we put everybody in, and then all of a sudden we had one of our vendors comes to us and they're like, hey, you had us down for one booth. Can we have 4? And we're like, contractually, yes, you get 4. We'll find a way. So we redid it, moved everybody around, and
yep.
And all of a sudden now we're oversold by 3. So we figured out some ways. We made it happen. The next day we had a couple of companies that just had other commitments and just couldn't make it, you know. And so all of a sudden now we've got 2 extra spaces. So it's one of those is now filled with this deal. Anyway, it's a good problem to have, but we've got roughly 90 vendors there, which we have 100 booths, but some of them have multiple booths. So we have roughly 90 vendors, and we have a lot of stuff that as a bow hunter, as a hunter, you will be interested in. If you're looking for a top quality hunt, if you want a cheap, not a good quality trip, don't come. But if you're looking for a top quality trip, hunt, fishing trip, vacation destination, if you're looking for stuff like that, come see us. If you want to hunt Yukon moose, we've got the best ones. If you want to hunt black bears, where? You want to go to Saskatchewan? We've got it. You want to go to Manitoba? Done. Alberta? Yes. If you want to go hunt mountain goat, if you want to hunt desert sheep, if there's something that's on your list, I will challenge you to go out and look at our auction. It's on onlinehuntingauctions.com. We've got 2 days. We've got an auction Friday night and Saturday during the day. You don't even have to attend. You can bid online, and we have some phenomenal packages. And so I would challenge you, if you can't find something on there that you want to do, then man, I wish I was living your life, because you've obviously got a lot of air miles.
All right. Here, you asked me the hard question. It's my turn to ask you the hard question. What auction number? What you bidding on? What is that one thing where you're like, dude, this is where my money's going?
Here's the problem is I don't have enough money to bid on half of the stuff I want.
That's true.
And I am, I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, I love this job, and it's great that I get to work, for Pope and Young and do this, but years ago I made a decision to go into the conservation outdoor world on the nonprofit side. And occasionally, very rarely, but occasionally, mostly during auctions, is where you're like, oh man, I work for a nonprofit, because that looks fun.
Yeah.
There are trips on our lineup that are, ridiculous. I'm just trying to think right now of some of the ones, if I had to choose, which ones I'd choose.
I'll tell you one of mine at least.
It's got to be Perrins.
Oh my gosh, yes, but I can't bid on that because I can't even hit the starting price on that.
No.
But I'll tell you what really does appeal to me heavily. Those guys at Ward's Outfitting, phenomenal. Just
huge,
the greatest guys
huge
ever.
Supporters. Yeah,
and
Ward's has 3 trips.
And all of them are for 2. Which, dude, I'm all about hunting with friends. Like, I love, spending time with buddies and the camaraderie of it. And so, like, the fact that I can get a cow's deer hunt for 2, a mule deer hunt for 2, like, those will be ones that I heavily, heavily consider putting a bid on, because if you're going with Ward's, it's going to be a great hunt. And then, you get to do it with a buddy. Those are going to be good hunts.
I'm looking through, and there's so many things. The Ward's hunts are great. Yeah, I'm not really in the right tax bracket for a desert sheep or that Perrins package. But that Perrins package, it's similar to the raffle one, where it's like Dall sheep, brown bear, black bear, caribou combo, and on the auction one you can add a moose for a trophy fee. I'm like,
yeah,
wow,
that's crazy.
So
crazy.
That one, I guess if somebody's looking at that and they're like, well, I can't spend $60,000 on that hunt. We still have a few raffle tickets left for $100. So I'd definitely get in on that. We have like world-class mule deer hunts. We've got Montana, we've got Arizona, we've got Alberta, we have moose hunts. Where do you want to hunt moose? In the Yukon? You want to go to Newfoundland? You want to go to Alberta? Same thing with bear. You go to Montana, you can go to, just all over the place. We have vacation packages, Yellowstone, Maryland, Texas. And these are not commercial vacation packages. These are people. These are some of our members, our corporate partners, and friends of Pope and Young, friends of bow hunting, who have put these things up like as donations to help make money to support bow hunting. So if you're thinking about putting a bid on and you're looking at it and you're like, well, I might be able to get that trip cheaper somewhere else, keep in mind, this supports our programs. When you see, and we got some great videos, but when you see a bighorn sheep hanging from a helicopter coming in to get blood tests taken and some of this stuff, like we're going to show some of our conservation work we've been doing, these are the things that fund that. These auctions and raffles help fund our mission. When we preserve, promote, and protect bow hunting, it ain't free. And these are the things that allow us to do it. You want to talk about just pure love and art? We have three custom made quilts that are 100% donated for our auction. So, Kathy Strecker, past board member, made one of them, and Grace made one, and Miriam Jones. And they're just, I mean, I don't even know how many hours it would take to make one of these, but it's more hours than I would ever could fathom giving. And then the other things, I could just never give it away. I can never say, hey, I just made this wonderful piece of art and now I'm just going to give it away. I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah.
So
that would be difficult. I'll tell you what we need to do, Jay. You and I say, pick one of these. Here you got a 5-day Katina safari in Argentina. It's for 3 hunters.
Yeah.
You and I could split that. So we bid on it together and then we give away the third spot as a podcast giveaway. That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Or 3-day Argentina dove hunt. I mean,
now I've done an Argentina dove hunt. Let me just say, when you have somebody sitting behind you on a bucket that their entire job in life is to keep your shotgun loaded for you, it's cool. It's even cooler than it sounds.
100%. It absolutely is.
Yeah. And I mean, you name it. You want to go bow fishing or do a blowgun hunt for iguana in Florida? We got it.
That's dope.
It's like, dude, that's something different.
I'd be all over that.
I would too. Yeah. That's that's a cool one. We got antelope, deer, bear, moose. I mean, every caribou. You want to go salmon fishing? You want to go sturgeon fishing? You want to go crabbing? We've got it. So please check out our auction page because that one's going to be good. We've got a few raffle tickets left. Those are good. But please, when you're out there looking, the folks that are on this they're on the auction, they're on the raffle. These are organizations who have taken a stand and they have stepped up to support the organization that you love. They've taken a stand to step up and support bow hunting all across North America. And a lot of these are fully donated hunts. You look at some of these and Wards, for example, they've been a long time supporter, and here they are above and beyond at yet another convention.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. Bid often, bid high. It's going to a good cause, and these are top quality hunts. There's not a hunt on here that I would not personally go on.
You ready for another hard question?
Yeah.
Which vendor are you most excited to spend some money at?
Man,
dude,
I'm excited to see what Feradine's bringing.
I know your love for QU. You're gonna have to drop some money.
Those guys are coming in. They always take good care of us. I think they've got 4 booths. Faradine, I guess on clothes right now, I'm sitting okay on clothes. I mean, you always need more, but I'm sitting okay on hunting clothes. But I do know that I picked up some ground blinds last year. Faradine's bringing some ground blinds in. The other thing is I bought a bunch of their cellular cameras last year and had a blast with those. So I'm kind of excited to see what Faradine brings.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm most excited. I'll tell you what, I'm most excited for Minum Archery or Minum, however you say it.
Yeah,
we met this guy. His name's Tom. We met him last year in Portland, and basically, dude has an at home digital 3D range that you can buy for very, very affordable. If you've looked at like the commercial ones to buy for your house, they're like $20,000. These are very, very affordable for you to shoot at your house, in your basement, in your garage, wherever, outside.
Yeah. I think his top package that includes everything is still in the 4,000 range.
Yeah.
like the whole thing.
Yeah. And he's going to have
projector,
kits there
laptop,
like
everything.
ready to buy. You
Yes.
buy it and take it home and you're ready to shoot. Like he's going to have kits there and you can shoot it while you're there. So,
yeah,
you know, stop by and shoot it. It'll be fun.
He'll be right next to the bear booth down there. So if you want to shoot a bear bow, we have a shooting range set up. If you want to shoot the Monum archery, the what do you call that? Electro hunt or what? I'll have to get the verbiage for that, but it's we saw that, like you said, at the Portland show.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Techno hunt.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of good things, a lot of great vendors. You know, WildFit is one of our new vendors. So if you're looking for that kind of supplement company, and
he's releasing brand new products at our convention.
He waited on some of this. You know how hard that is to do.
Yeah.
He waited to drop some of this stuff at our convention. And so we're appreciative of that. I guess I'm not a big waiter.
No.
It's kind of like that time that Chuck Adams waited to announce his world record until we get him on the podcast.
Chuck's better than me, I'll tell you that. I'd have been done.
I ever get close to a world record, are we going to be waiting? No, man. I'm going to tell you today, not tomorrow, not next Tuesday, today.
The loudest I can.
And I just talked to Chuck 2 days ago. He's, you know, what a great guy. He is, I mean, just such a good ambassador. He's got another new world record we're going to be recognizing. He's bringing it in. Like he brought it to panel and then he took it home just to get the trophy all ready to go for our display. I mean, how cool is that? He's coming in. He's excited about drawing this raffle. I mean, just so really look forward to seeing him and getting to visit with him some.
We've got some exciting people, I mean, Bass Pro. And if you want to pick a duck out of the puddle, that's about the biggest one you could pick. But we've also got some guys who I'm really, you know, you say you're good on clothing, but we've got Scree and we've got Hidden and we've got QU and we've got
King's Camo.
Kings. we've got so many people there that are going to just, I mean, it's going to be hard not to spend a whole lot of money. Davis Tents. Chris
Davis is coming in from Davis Tents. And these guys were there. They wanted to be there last time, and that July date just didn't work for them. It didn't work for a lot of our vendors, but they still sent us a tent. We sold that in Ogden. They sent us another tent, so they're going to have a tent set up. We're going to have another one. I think is that on the live auction?
Yes.
Yeah. So we've got that is going to be, I mean, just great things. You need a camp, we have it. You need a new ground blind, we've got it. You need a new bow, we're going to have it.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what, dude, I'll tell you, I'm a huge fan of Koa Optics too. I love their glass, but we've got Dialed Archery, you know. Scott said, I'm saving you guys. You'll be the first show that Dialed does. So that's cool. So you've never been able to see them at a show before, and they're going to be there. I mean, we just got so many exciting companies that are coming in, man.
Yeah. And it's like you say, and then we've got a couple things on the auction that are a little new. I mean, how about that Dan Wesson 10 millimeter?
Yes.
Okay. We talked about doing a gun and we went back and forth and we're like, should we have a gun on the auction for bow hunting? We're like, yes,
because
we should. A lot of our friends out there, especially if you're in bear country, and some of them who aren't, are still packing when they're out there. 10mm is a popular caliber for that. So we got with a friend of ours who said, hey, I will do this pistol. I have a master engraver. And I have been around in quote unquote engraved guns for, 35 years. And a lot of our engraved, whoa. Okay. Okay, when you hear about an engraved gun, this is not a laser engraved. This guy
No.
hand cut
36 hours.
every piece of that engraving. I don't know why
The-
I'm moving my cursor over it, because I can't help from doing it. The thing is gorgeous. It's got Pope and Young grips. It has our logo. Put that back up, Dylan. So
All right,
if you're listening, check out online. These will be up on the online auction site. But this has the logo. The Broadhead logo is behind the grip on the one side. It's got Pope and Young grips on it. This thing is just immaculate. Do the right side. That's the left side. Thing up here on the slide, that is hand cut. 100% hand
all
cut.
of it.
Not, yeah.
And
we have videos of him doing it. It's
one
insane.
thing that I didn't know, this guy's in my hometown, and
Wow.
dude, I'm in a little bitty town, so I've got to watch this gun be built, and it's just been crazy cool. But one thing I didn't know is like how popular this engraver is. I never even knew he was in my hometown, much less they were like, oh man, he made spurs for Yellowstone, and all of Tim McGraw's belt buckles are done by him, and Faith Hill. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, all the stuff you see on Yellowstone and Tim and Faith, like that's him. And I'm like, holy cow. And he's got 36 hours in this gun.
And this is something that he pulled off another project to do for us in time for convention, because we said, like, we were talking about this and we're like, man, that's a huge, I mean, talk about collectible. It's one of one. There is only ever going to be one of these. And when you look at it, it is something that is just an absolute work of art. And he pulled off other projects to do this for Pope and Young. So that's how cool it is. So that's going to be, I can't wait to see how that does. I hope it just goes ridiculous. I mean, that gun, realistically, for what it is, that's an $8,000 to $10,000 firearm. Just the artistic value. So
without it being custom engraved, one of one, like
that's going to be good. I can't wait to see that. There's just so many things that I'm excited about. I mean, even we have
a tire and wheel package.
Tire shop. That's where I was going. If you've been to the tire shop lately, you know what the cost is for a set of tires. If you haven't been to the tire shop lately, call your tire shop and ask them how much a set of tires is for your truck. And then once you recover from the number they tell you, put a bid on this tire and wheel package. That's and these are great top of the line wheels, top of the line tires. You get to pick the wheel you want. Bosley is going to, you literally say, hey, I want this wheel. I want that tire on it. And then they're going to ship them to your house, balance them, ship them to your house. And
ready to bolt on. All you've got to do is bolt them on.
That is so cool. And I've seen the ones on your truck that are from Bosley, and they look great. So that's another one that, I mean, that's probably, if you were to go to the tire shop today, that's $4,000.
Yeah.
It's
for sure.
I mean, I spent almost $2,000 just on tires, and I don't have, like, mine aren't the great big knobby cool tires. So it's, wow, that's a neat one. So we got a lot of good stuff for you. We do accept online bidding for a lot of these. So please keep checking back. We're updating that continually. If there's something on there that you have questions about, get a hold of us and we'll do our best to answer. But
we've also got some hunts specifically to benefit our partners in conservation.
We do.
We have a Howl for Wildlife hunt.
Yes.
And all the proceeds for that's going to go straight to Howl. We've got a John V. Mesh Memorial Scholarship Fund auction, and that's a
scholarship fund for people in the outdoor industry, in the hunting, conservation. I believe they also do the law enforcement, like wildlife enforcement. So there's someone out there who's going to buy this hunt for the John V. Mesh Memorial Scholarship Fund. And they're literally putting their money where their mouth is, and they are sending kids to school, helping them with school for the next generation of wildlife managers. So we're excited to be part of that.
They're announcing the scholarship winner for this year at our convention. They're presenting him a check at our convention.
Once again, that's the kind of partners we want. Okay. Yes. Other ones, you look, Howl for Wildlife. These guys are on the front lines. They might be in front of the front lines for our fight on wildlife issues. There are not a lot of pro hunting wildlife places you can go to learn about, things going on legislatively out there. Howl for Wildlife is one of those places. They're selling Pope and Young memberships. We are the bow hunting organization that they lean on nationally to provide input on this stuff. The other one is Jack Creek Preserve Foundation.
Yep.
John Fossil and his team.
I will bid on the black bear hunt there. I will bid on the black bear hunt.
I'll tell you what, Ann Grace bought that last time. The gal who not only did she make a quilt for us, she bought that hunt and had a phenomenal time. So it is a quality hunt. It's a neat organization. They actually gave us 2 hunts this year. They said, hey, you know what? We're going to give you a bear hunt. Can we split that? We said, here's what we'll do. We'll put that on our auction. We're going to give those proceeds to you. And then they gave us an elk hunt, and then those full donation, and those proceeds go straight for bow hunting, preserve, promote, protection of bow hunting, along with our conservation programs. And for those of you who don't know, John was a very generous donor at the last convention in Reno, and he helped contribute toward conservation. He allowed us to do some work all over the country, some very valuable stuff, from emergency deer feeding in Utah, where they literally were going to lose entire seasons just due to the winter die-off from record amounts of snow. And then other things, this MOVI pneumonia study that they did up in the tri-state area, some other things. There's the Heart Mountain project we did, the habitat and predator management in Heart Mountain. One of the areas in Oregon that has a traditional only bow season. No compounds, it is straight trad. So if you're looking for a place where you don't even have to compete with compound guys, this is it. So, and I appreciate there's a lot of wrong with Oregon, but I do appreciate in the hunting segment, they align very much with my thoughts. And also, Pope, you cannot use, a crossbow or an airbow or a 30-06 during archery season in Oregon. So,
yeah,
it's archery only. And then this one takes one step further with the traditional only. So anyway, those are some of the programs we're doing with our conservation program. It's exciting to see. I got to be part of one of them, and we're going to do a little bit more on that later, but just getting ready for convention. Come out if you can make it. If you're within driving distance, come out and see us. If you're not, definitely join us. Keep an eye on social media. Dylan is going to be posting stuff on social media throughout the week. This week, auctions are live online, and we're toying with even potentially having some of our silent auction items available for online bidding. We're still trying to work out the details of that. So hopefully that'll be available as well. So if so, yeah, we'll put out some links on it. Which seminar would,
I'm going to have to go with, Remy Warren. Okay. I just think, man, and don't get me wrong, dude, there's so much. I mean, if you're looking for, Alan Bolin, Dennis Dunn, Jack or John Barclow, and Brennan.
Yeah,
Burns,
here's a guy. We're John's coming in, works for Sitka. He trains special forces guys in cold weather survival situations. So, he's got some pretty good knowledge hopefully you'll never need, but if you ever do need it, you'll be glad you sat in for an hour.
Something useful will come from that, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. We have another one on field medicine, emergency, backcountry medical procedures, stuff like that. So that one's the one, once again, you hope you never need, but if you ever need it, it could save your or someone else's life.
Yeah, so, for sure.
No,
there's a lot of exciting seminars. I got to sit in last year on Remy's, and it was just incredible. And so if I had to pick one to attend, it would be that one, just because I got a taste of it last year, and just phenomenal information. So that's what I would choose probably.
Yeah. And he has 3 animals at panel this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's no stranger to shooting giants. We'll say that.
No. And I don't think he realized, like, I was talking to him right before panel, and he's like, well, I'm going to be out of, cause he lives in Reno or just outside of Reno.
Yep.
And he's like, I'm not going to even be there during panel. I don't know about getting my stuff there. And then I started explaining to him, I said, do you have any idea how much of an honor it is just to be invited? Like, just to have one animal invited? And he's like, wow, I never really thought of it that way. I was like, yeah, of the, hundreds of thousands of animals that are taken, every 2 years, roughly 200 get invited to panel. It's probably a little higher than that. Might be 200, 240, whatever it is now. But so of all the animals shot in the country in a 2-year span, only 200 are getting invited. If you're having 3 of 200, that is, now all of a sudden, now you're talking about, Chuck Adams, Frank Noska, those kind of guys that are getting that number of invites.
Yeah. Hopefully one day we might get one. I don't know.
I know. I don't know what it's going to take. I'm going to have to bribe somebody just to let mine come to panel and just sit there and just soak up all the other big animals.
It's going to take them like 7 minutes to measure ours, though.
I know, as opposed to 3 hours for some of these.
Like, yep, it's 12. I'm like, 12 inches? Yeah. Like, yep. I'm like, all right. Thank you.
See, right now, I'm most of my stuff is like flirting with just the minimum entry. So I don't want to send it to panel just in case my measure was off an inch. That might even drop me right out of the book. Yeah. Oh, speaking of the book, we have the next book coming in.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even hit on that yet.
Fingers crossed. And Ricky Kruger and his team, they have been working on this for a year. And these poor guys and gals have been struck with some of the worst luck in book publishing history as far as this post-COVID paper shortage, like printer time. They have gone through the ringer. And as of right now, they are assuring me that we will have this book at convention ready to buy. We're going to have a convention special, and it's my fingers are crossed. Everything is telling me that it's available. I just hope it is, for Ricky's sake. I know how hard he's worked on this. So anyway, if you want the new book, it's so big. It's a 2-volume set. So it's not a record book. It's a set of record books.
Yeah. It's just insane. Like it's crazy how many records are going into this book. And, the convention special is going to be a banger of a deal. So if you want to get it, you might as well drop $5 to come to a day pass and get it, there for cheap. So,
yeah. And we've got new t-shirts, new hats, people were asking for sweatshirts. So Shelly, our office manager, membership coordinator, accountant. Shelly, she wears so many hats. It's about time we got new hats for her. Anyway, You name it, we've got it. T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, vests, camo, solids, anything you want with the Pope and Young logo, we're going to have there. And we have some stuff that is only, and I mean only, available at convention. We have some stuff from King's Camo. We have Kuyu. We have Sitka. Just some stuff that there's only one place to get it, and that's here. Some things will be available in the Pope and Young store after convention, but some of these were just a limited run. We made, some of these items we only made 60 of, and when they're gone, they're gone. So,
yeah. Dude, to say that we have, we've done the best we can to present you guys the best convention we know how. And looking at the convention, I am more excited about it than I was even last year. I mean, with some of the names we have doing seminars, with some of the companies we have coming in to do booths, with some of obviously the size of the trophy display.
Yeah.
I mean, with releasing a new book, this convention, there's only going to be two type of people. Those were there, and those that wish they were there. That's it.
And hey, fair warning, you still have time to make it. Like we've got cool stuff Wednesday, we got cool stuff Thursday, but the big ones are Friday and Saturday. The displays will be here all week. And it's going to be great. I think we have 65 or 70 silent auction items, and we're going to try to put some of those online, but most of those, and we have everything from, do you want a brand new Sig Sauer rangefinder? We have one. Do you want a new Garmin watch? We have one. Do you want a Bear bow? We have one. Do you want all kinds of things we're going to have here for our attendees? Some of that stuff we're going to try to put online, but we're just working out the details. So it's a really good opportunity at some great stuff. And we also have some of the museum overflow things that, in the past had been displayed at the museum, that now that we're moving to Bass Pro, they just didn't physically have space for. And you have your chance to get legitimate museum grade artifacts straight from Pope and Young, the museum folks. Like, we have the National Bow Hunting Museum. It's just right now it's in process, but that's exciting. So
there will be something items for everybody. There will be something for everybody. I had one guy say, well, I want to bring my wife, but she'll be bored all day. And I'm like, no, she won't. There's spa packages. Send her on a day spa and you do what you want to do. Like, there's wine tasting packages. There will be something for everybody at this show. I promise.
The funny thing about that, Ken Reimer, one of our board members, he was the guy who's a spa package. And I kind of looked a little bit like, when he did it, I kind of gave him this little sideways glance, like, Ken, really? And to my discredit or to his credit, however you want to take it, that is the number one most popular package of all of our, whatever they call those, the
off-site tours.
Yeah, the tours. Of all the tours, the spa package is the most popular. So hats off to Ken on that one. He nailed it.
Can I have the one day off to do it?
No.
Okay.
No, but thank you for asking. You're going to be busy. Yeah.
All right.
If you feel that you have enough time that you could go on a spa package thing, then we'll have time to post one more video.
Yes. We'll do a podcast instead. We'll do a podcast from the spa. How about that?
I'm all for that. If we could do it like, Monday or something, I don't know, but it's, a lot of good things. I looked at my schedule and it's like literally Tuesday, board meeting, board dinner. And then like at 9:30, I finish up with that. And then I'm available to help set up, 9:30 PM. Then I get to help set up for the last few hours of the day. And then the next day is board meeting, dinner. I mean, it is a packed, you can come. And if you just want to walk around and enjoy it, that's fine. If you want something to do the whole time, we have it. We have luncheons, we have dinners, we have seminars, speakers. displays.
Speaking of wanting to do something, Jason, we do still have a couple places that we're looking for volunteers. So if you're headed to Reno right now and you think, man, I want to do something bigger and better while I'm there, we do have need for a couple volunteers in a couple areas. So if you want to do that, then that's definitely something. Reach out to Becca. Shoot Becca an email, becca@pope-young.org, and just say, hey, I'm interested in being a volunteer at the convention, and we'll get you set up there and get you helping. And yeah.
All right. So just as a shout out to our podcast listeners, for everybody who listens and makes it to Reno. So if you're here, if you come in, if you say, hey, I want one of the free podcast day passes, we will have those at registration. And for everybody else that's there, what do you think, Dylan? If you come up and say something about the podcast, we will have some kind of special gift for you.
Yeah. I know what I would say.
Some big bucks?
I would say one of our new Sitka hats. We got Sitka hats with our logo on them. I say we throw them out a Sitka hat with a logo on it.
We could do that. Are we going to have our podcast hats?
I don't think so.
I know we're working on that.
It was too long. It was going to take too long to get a patch made. We want to make some really nice leather patch hats for our podcast listeners to rep. And it was just going to take a little too long to get those hats made. So, but we got a lot of new apparel too.
We do. Maybe we'll hook them up with some P&Y big bucks. They go find a hat, t-shirt, something like that.
Yeah. Let's do that. You come and you mention the podcast, we will give you $10 in Pope and Young big bucks.
We can do that. All right.
Yeah. All you got to do is say, hey, I listen to those two thugs every week. So give me some sort of, I need something for having to listen to them, and we'll give you $10.
And if you rush the stage, grab the microphone and yell, I love the Pope and Young podcast over the microphone, what's that worth? 20?
That's 100 big bucks.
That's 100 big bucks.
Yeah.
All right. You know what? I'll say it for that.
Yeah. But you're also going to have 800 dudes in the room who are bad to the bone hunters. So you might get, spear tackled or something, or
you might.
Who knows?
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So $10 or 100 if you rush the stage and say it over the microphone.
Yep.
Done.
100.
Okay.
I'll give you 20. I'll give you 20 if you walk up to John Dudley and say, hey, your podcast doesn't even touch Pope and Young's podcast. I'll give you 20 just if you do that.
How about let's just change that up a little bit. How about if you go up to John Dudley and say, hey, I love your podcast. It's almost as good as a Pope and Young one.
Yeah.
That would be better.
Man, the best podcast you ever did is when you had Pope and Young on. That was the best podcast you ever did.
That's my favorite. When can you have Jason and Dylan back on your podcast? That was insanely cool.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. That, all right. Well, we better get us some big bucks.
Yeah. How many times am I allowed to go up there and say, hey, I listen to the podcast every single week?
You have to. That's the same thing with me. Although announcing it from the microphone, that's the $100. That's not bad.
Yeah. So there you go.
Anyway, well, everybody, we appreciate you listening. We hope to see you in Reno. And I'll tell you what, I know Dylan feels the same way, and I'm going to throw this out there. It absolutely, last time at Reno, when Brian Butcher and his buddies came up, and so did several others, and say, hey man, I listen to the podcast, really, really like it. Wait for it every week. When Blake down in Texas, I met him at the Boone and Crockett thing, and he said the same thing. You know what? It makes our day when somebody mentions that to us. So if you're out there, we want you to know that we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for participating. And we're going to go have a great convention. And as soon as we're back from convention, I think we're probably going to drop out some more podcast giveaways. I think it's time to throw down a bow. So Dylan, we're going to think about that. Tune in, keep tuning in. We're going to come up with a bow giveaway. Bear's been really good to us. I'm sure we can find something from them, and we're going to find a way. We're going to find some kind of contest or some way for our podcast listeners to get a shot at a new Bear bow. So anyway, we appreciate you listening and participating. Thank you so much for supporting Pope and Young and supporting bow hunting. So we'll see everybody in Reno.